is me logging in right now, so you're only gonna see a black screen for a few minutes. But as soon as I'm logged in, I believe we'll be at my house, which is in the Goblet. Housing district a little bit, stuff to show you. Okay, so clicking option opens up the menus. From here you can check out various things like your character information, such as your currencies, and you can look through them there. Your inventory, which you see mine is pretty full. I have a lot of extra gear for my other classes. Your armory chest, which shows your gear that you have available to equip at the moment. And then your character breakdown. As you can see, I'm a level 70 white mage, which is the highest level you can be right now. My gear is pretty okay. Not the greatest, but from here I can change classes. So like my bard, which is my main. So I'll probably stay this one because it's my favorite. And let's explore. So this is my house. Let me zoom the camera out so you can see. It's pretty small, but it's cute and it's homey. And unfortunately it's dark outside, so it's hard to see. But we'll go inside. You can add all sorts of cool stuff to your house, like wallpapering, flooring, and various decorations. As you can see, my house is a bit, I don't know what the word to use is. Seasonal? I'm gonna use the word seasonal. I've got various vendors here, which are optional. This gal sells me random stuff for crafting. This gal repairs my gear when it's broken, which looks like I need to repair. And then I've got, like, my armoire. I can store and remove, like, seasonal event items. More Orchestrion, which is all of my soundtracks I have for the game. And then my company chest, which has stuff that I can store for use for my free company members. It shows like my guild amount that we have saved. I can look at the history and see all the stuff I've deposited. And then downstairs, so all houses have an upstairs and downstairs regardless of the size. This is even this one being a small one. I've got over here, I guess, stupid counter. This is a crystal bell which summons the esthetician, which I'm not going to do right now, but basically that's the way you can change your hair and various facial features. I zoomed in by accident, my bad. And then over here, like, I got my bed. I can actually sleep on there if I really want to. Got chairs, tables. Anyway, I won't bore you with this stuff, but my house is kind of crazy looking. So apologies for that. Saving all my really cool stuff for when I get my other house in the new housing district. So as you can see, kind of in the upper-hand corner, I'll move my mouse here, in my upper corner here, this is your mini-map, and then you got you in the middle there, and all the stuff around you, and then over here's my quest list, and then down here, obviously chat log, and then my, like, actions I have on that hotbar, and I'm just scroll through mine for a little bit. But I press square to bring up the map, and on the map I can, like, zoom out, zoom in, move it around. Helps you see better where you're going, and if you have a quest available, it'll put a little waypoint on it if it's available in the area that you're in. Currently that's not the case since I'm in the housing district and there's like never quests here. But you got the market board, you can buy and sell things here. And summoning bells, you have retainers, which all of mine are currently doing stuff, and they sell items for you. And then the Aethernet, which is something that exists everywhere in almost every zone. It allows you to teleport to different areas. So we're gonna go to the exchange, actually. Oh, I should have gone somewhere else first. My bad. I forgot to show you the apartments first, which are at. Where's the apartment building? There it is. Sultana's Breath. Okay. But you'll see the little aethernets, or aetherites, these little blue crystals will actually show up on your map. They look like that. And and then when you wave over them as I'm doing there, you see it shows you which one it's labeled as, and you use it to hop around different points on the map, as long as you've actually run there and attuned to them. This is the apartment building. It's first person. Oops, first person. Sorry, that was. I can't remember how many rooms there are, but oh, looks like 15 right now. And then let's go to the lobby. So if you want to buy an apartment, you go inside, go to the lobby, and then you talk to the guy at the desk, I believe. Yeah, people at the desk here. This would be like the apartment caretaker. And you can talk to them and they tell you all sorts of stuff there. And I think the merchant just sells you stuff to put, yeah, sells you stuff to put in your apartment if you want. Oh, and my cat, I forgot about that. I have my little Tora Jiro, who's a little minion I have who follows me around. And then, so this is one of the 4 available housing districts. I like the Goblet because it's mountainous and it reminds me of home, so I don't miss Oregon half as much when I'm here. And then let's go visit some of the other places. So we can teleport. Let's go to Limsa first. A little pop-up box that you saw with that I clicked no on. You can get this item in game that allows you to teleport for free between places, and I chose not to use it because not that they're super valuable, but I'm saving them for when I have to travel really long distances, and it's going to cost me a lot of gil for that teleportation fee. Okay, so this is Limsa Lominsa. This is the, God, why is it always night when I'm here? This is the, sea port city. It's pretty big. This one's got 2 floors, actually. We're on the lower decks, and you can see that information. Let me find my mouse again. Right up here. So, the continent, or not really continent. How'd I put it? Kind of like the state we're in is Lindosea, and then this is the main city, which is Limsa Lominsa, and then we're in the lower decks. And there's an upper decks, so I'll take you up there too. But as you can see, the lower decks are pretty big. And then if we go over here, we can actually go up the stairs. Well, rather up a ramp. Upstairs was kind of a general. Anyway. Oh, we're at the Culinarian Guild. Oh, and so, okay, so if you want to do, crafting things, or gathering things, like culinarian weaving, you do those in the main cities. So, Culinarian's Guild is here, got the Marauders Guild, Blacksmith Armorers there. And so this is the upper deck. So this is one of the only city-states that actually has multiple floors. So this is Lindosea. So then we'll go to... And there's various places within the state. And then we'll go to Gridania. This is my favorite place. And also the place I believe you said you started in. The Forest City. And while this one doesn't have 2 floors, they all have 2 areas. So I guess in a weird way, kind of slight fib there. It doesn't have 2 levels, but it's got a main area and then a back area. So this is Gridania, a little smaller. It should look a little familiar to you, at least. This is where I start as a bard. Oh hey, Blair's online. As a bard, I started here because archers start in this area. But I'm going to use in every city you can click on the Aetheryte, and as long as you have attuned to all the little Aetherites within the city, so you run up to the little blue shards I showed you earlier, and you double click on them, and it'll have you attune, then you can use the main Aetherite or any of the other little ones, and you click on Aethernet, and then you can choose where you want to go on the map. I already know where I want to go because I've been here a billion times, but it'll even unlock in different areas out there. go to the central part. I like to think of this as downtown Gridania. So this area's a little bit bigger, but you got all the shops and stuff over here. And then, oh, I should probably go be a leather worker at some point. We're over here because I wanted to show you the delivery Moogles and the Calamity Salvager and Recompense Officer, which is in every single city, but these guys are like right next to each other here, which is nice and convenient. So the delivery Moogle, you can send and receive letters, which nobody loves me enough to send me letters. But like I can look at my sent letter history for the past like 10 or so I've sent. And you can request, if you know that you've bought things on the online store, like through Square Enix, and it hasn't delivered to your character, you can always click on the reward delivery request and it will send it like a little ping to tell them to send it to you. So that's how you send and receive letters to people. So I can only send one to Dakota. Find him in my friends list. There he is. I'm just gonna send him a little letter. I'm not gonna attach anything because I really don't want to, but you can attach items. So like if you click in here, it'll allow you to put things on there. Let me give him material, why not? Random items. And then send it, and off it goes. And then he'll get it when he logs in. But he's currently asleep. And then I'll go over link shells on another episode. They're a little bit longer of an explanation. And then these two guys, they just have random, like, event items. They don't really have anything available at any given time, I've noticed. I guess I can buy these stuff, but I already have it, so it's not really a big deal. But they, like the recompense guy kind of sells event items from events that you've already participated in the game. So like seasonal things, like around Valentine's Day they have like Valentine's Day, or Halloween they have like All Saints Week and stuff like that. And like Calamity Salvager, you can do item reclaim, but I don't ever know what that does. And like job gear, if ever you accidentally throw something away, you can always come here and buy it again. Like it'll allow you to rebuy rare items and whatnot for your classes. And then that's pretty much it here. Let's go to the next one. So then Ul'dah, which is where my house is located off of, is kind of the desert state. I think it's a good way to put it, desert state. This city looks very different from the others in that it's not outdoors. Well, I mean, within reason. You're within walls. Some random guy in his underwear, ignore him. It's kind of cool because it's got all these towers and bridges everywhere. And this one's kind of built in a circle. So you got this half here, and then when you go to the other side, it opens up this other half here. Pretty much the same thing here. There's always shops in every city-state, and these are kind of the general, like, hubs of activity for just people in general. Everyone always gathers in the main city-states because they've got everything. They've got your markets, they've got your shop vendors, they've got your retainers and whatnot. Someone's got my first name. Traitor. I wouldn't say traitor, just blasphemer. Level 70. Anyway, I digress. What was I doing? Okay. Then we'll go to Ishgard, which is it's technically the 5th city-state? 4th? So we got Limsa, Ul'dah, Gridania. This is technically the 4th city-state, but this one is nowhere near as popular. It's the, like, snowy mountainous one. This city's absolutely monstrously huge. The main city here. And then you go to the Pillars, which is a whole another big map. Oh, I've got a quest available. But this one just takes forever to travel around in. But it's kind of pretty. I mean, it's just perpetually snowing here, and it's gloomy. This is pretty much the weather 100% of the time. I don't think I've ever seen the sunshine here. But the music's pretty cool. This is a Heaven's Ward, is where this area starts in. And so this whole area is all, like, once you get into Heaven's Ward from the main expansion, being like part of the game, this is the first expansion. You start in the city's foundation. And it's just snowing everywhere you go. It's always snowing. It's kind of depressing, but at the same time it reminds me of home, so that's a little bit of comfort. I didn't never notice the statue glowed. It's kind of cool. But on to a different place. I won't bore you with all these things. Instead, I'll show you Kugane, which is the newest one, because I love this place. And it takes a lot of money to travel there, so that's where I'm going to use the Ethereum ticket to let me travel there for free. I'll probably take a while to load in, just because there's always half the server sitting here. And then I'll show you some combat basics, and that'll be really cool. So I'll switch to a lower level character so I don't kill everything in like one hit. Oh, someone shouting about random stuff. Oh, there's not a million people sitting here. This is nice. Okay, so this is Kugane. This is the newest city-state. It's a very imperial Japanese style. It's beautiful. I love it here. It's my favorite place. There's this really cool statue right here in Tenkonto. And then it's also a really big city, but there's only this one area. This is it. This is all of Kugane in one spot. So there's no transitioning between two different spaces. It's way better. It's so much better than having to flip-flop between two sides of the map. This is my favorite place to hang out. We got the inn, the main hostelry, which is this big old tower. People like to climb up there and, oh gosh, climb up there, and those NPCs startled me. And just like hang out. You can see like those posts kind of right here, hanging off the side. You jump from that bridge onto those, and then just kind of basically parkour your way up there. And it takes a lot of patience, which I sometimes have, but not today. And okay, so we're gonna go somewhere, and I'll show you a little bit of combat. So we're gonna go to that area that you said you got killed by a squirrel at, and I'll hopefully not die by squirrel. Loading seems to take forever. Okay, so I'm going to change to a lower level class, and I can see that by tabbing with my bumpers over to profile, to classes and jobs. And I can see which levels I have my characters at, and they're all divided up based on like tank, healer, and melee and DPS. So let's become a lancer, because I can. And I look really dorky as a lancer, but that's okay. My gear looks terrible. But it's because I'm like only level 22. So we're gonna not go that way. So we're gonna run down here and go outside of the city-state. I always like that view. It's really pretty. I suppose I should have sprinted, but yeah, we live and learn. So this is the Blue Badger Gate, and you can see that because there's a blue badger on the gate. Right up there. Super original name. Okay, so this is the beginning area, and this is, I believe, is how you died. So all enemies have a level right next to their name, and they have an icon next to the level that's either blue or red. If they're blue, they're not going to do anything to you unless you attack them. Like, I can literally dance on top of him and he won't care. Let me see if I can find a red enemy. First of all, let me grab a mount, because I don't want to run everywhere. Alright, so this is my chocobo, and my chocobo's kind of decorated. But you get, you start out with a chocobo, I believe around level 20 or 25, if I remember right. That guy's still a blue icon. I think I know an area that I can go to. I'll probably die going over there, but eh. Oh no, these guys are lower level. Okay, I can handle this. So there we go. So these guys who have a red marker on their head will attack you if you get, well, they won't attack me because I just realized I'm 10 levels higher than them. So if you are within 10 levels of an enemy, they will attack you on sight if they have that red icon next to their name. Luckily for me, I guess, I'm not 10 levels higher than them. So, oh god, my hotbar's a mess. Let me change to something that is lower level. Okay, here we go. So these guys will attack me on sight. So if I come in here and annoy him, he'll aggro me. Like that. So he's gonna start smacking. Oh, there's two of them. That's a bad idea. I'm just gonna kill him really quick. Kind of break down. Killed those guys. So when you select, how do I put this? In order to attack, you're gonna push either your right trigger or your left trigger, and that'll choose which side of your hotbar at the bottom that you're selecting. So for instance, if I wanted to start with my regular standard attack, I'd push my right trigger, like R2, and then I've got circle and X have stuff assigned to them. See, like that'd be circle, and then X, and then square and triangle don't have anything assigned just because that's how I like mine laid out right now. So I started with my circle attack and then my X attack, and I just repeat those until it dies, basically. And you can chain your attacks. You see how it lights up with that dotted line around it? It means it's going to have an increased effect when I use it. And then I've got this other skill that'll pop up. That's my like finisher move. So basically whenever you have skills that are lighting up with that glowing yellow line around them, you want to use those skills because they're going to be stronger. So like right now it's not glowing, I can use it, but it's not going to do as much damage. And this is basically just combat. You just kind of keep an eye on your health bar, keep an eye on their health bar. You always do a lot more damage than the enemy as long as you're not well below that enemy. I just spear bombed it with something. You just kind of, the first like, I want to say 20, 30 levels or so, you're basically just going to run around and kill stuff and do side quests. Sorry I'm swinging the camera around a lot, I don't know if that's disorienting or not, but I just tend to look around a lot more. Revenge for Zach's death! Oh shoot. There we go. I feel like I have slain your killer. I'm gonna switch back to a different character, actually. But all these symbols you see next to these classes represent the class that they are. So, like, you can change the name of the set. Like, I have some down here that are PvP, for instance. But I know that's my Bard PvP because it's got the Bard symbol, and that's my White Mage PvP because it's my White Mage symbol. I'm gonna go Red Mage. I think, maybe. Sure, why not? Swimsuit time. That's awkward. Let's not. Samurai time. Less awkward. There we go. Oh, I have no idea how to use this class. I just remembered I have literally never touched this class. Let's pick something less awkward. Machinist. Sure, let's shoot things. Oh god. Never mind. I forgot that when they launched Stormblood, they got rid of a bunch of old actions and changed a bunch of stuff, and I haven't gone through and fixed all my hotbars yet, because all the stuff you see that's got red, like on the bottom that's got red lines through it, is stuff that I can no longer use, and I haven't done that with every single class yet. Let me pick a class I know. Yeah, why not? We'll just go back to Bard. Or Black Mage. Shoot, that one's all messed up too! No! Okay, back to Bard. I'm gonna show you well, maybe not Palace of Dead. Maybe, let me look at my list here. So we've got, oh, like let me look at more of the menu stuff. Realize you won't have available right off the bat, like your mount guide and your minion guide is always available, but you can have different minions in the game. You collect them from various dungeons or seasonal events, or you can buy them from certain vendors. What else? I know your mount guide won't be available right off the bat, but you can access it there and it shows all the mounts you've got in the game. Some of my favorite mounts are here, like Behemoth, for instance. I don't know if you know much about Final Fantasy, but this is a massive mount. He's so big and angry, and he looks really funny when he jumps. He's just like, and he just kind of waddles when he walks. He's fun. And then we've got, if you ever, okay, so when you're looking and say you accept a bunch of quests and you're like, okay, well now what do I do? You can look through your quests at any time in the journal. And I've got a bunch more than I thought I had. And so, like, this one, for instance, is a samurai quest, which I should probably do so I can actually learn how to use samurai. And then I've got various side quests here, and you can always just run through them with your D-pad, and you just kind of click on them, and they'll give you a little synopsis of, like, what you're supposed to. That's a long one. Holy smoke. Like what you're supposed to be doing. It'll show you like your quest rewards, like your experience, the guild, and the items you can choose from, and just kind of gives you generalized options there. And then you won't unlock dungeons until level 16. I think it's 16. Anyway, but once you do, you'll use Duty Finder, which looks like this, but yours will be a lot smaller. So you'll only have this one available, which is leveling. Because that one's available from level 16. You can see that over here, kind of. And then it tells you basically the minimum level you need to be to do them. Shows up right here on the side. And then this is like your 2 dungeon tabs are here. So like this is a Realm Reborn and Heaven's Ward dungeons, and then Stormblood dungeons. Guild Hests, which are, how do I describe them? They're like short little instances that are pretty good for leveling at low level. So like once you hit level 10, I highly recommend doing a couple of those. It'll give you some bonus experience points. Then you got Trials, which are your primal fights. And you got those from Realm Reborn and Stormblood as well, which I'm too much of a wimp to do this one. Well, I mean, I've cleared it, but I won't do it more than once. And then you've got Raids, which are in their own tab, and these are all like anywhere between 24 and 36 man raids, and they're kind of different. Sorry, well, my mouse, what is going on with my mouse here? And I've got a ton of them available, but that's just because I've been doing this for a long time. And then I assume this is going to be Stormblood raids, but they haven't put up any thus far. Also, it's fairly new. It's been less than a month since it launched. It's been 9 days. It feels like longer than that. And they got PvP, and you can do various like training matches, or you can do like the front line is all like 36 man stuff where you're on like a team of people, and I'll wait for the train. I'm pretty sure you can pick that up. Maybe. But you start out where you can start out PvP at level 30. And once you hit level 30, PvP is actually a great way to level. You may hate it, you may suck at it, but it actually gives you quite a bit of experience points if you don't want to keep going through Palace of the Dead a billion times. Which will never be the case. I'll always love doing that. And then you got Gold Saucer, which is pretty new, but you can do things in the Gold Saucer, which is more like game within the game sort of stuff, kind of like Gwent in The Witcher, or I'm failing to remember other things, but it's like that where you can do like Triple Try, which is like a card game, or like Lord of Verminion, which is like a little minion mini game, and they're kind of like good time killers. And then, so that's the regular section of it. And then you got high-end, which are all the extreme versions of stuff. Basically, if you like dying a lot, this is where you come to. And it looks like we just have those two available right now, which I have not cleared either of them. They are very, very difficult. So this is just the basics of the duty finder there. And then, oh, past it. And then you have raid finder, which I guess actually just takes you to the high-end version of the duty finder. That's handy to know because I was trying to figure out how to get there for the longest time. Hall of the Novice starts at level 15, and this gives you really, really good gear that'll carry you almost to level 30 for your gear. You won't find anything better in the game between level 15 and at least, I want to say at least level 20. So there's 5 levels in there. You'll have some of the best gear in the game, which is why it's not as important to get lower level gear, because the game basically gives you this gear for free, and it's pretty awesome. And then, but you'll unlock that around level 15, so around the same time you start actually doing dungeons, you'll unlock that. So once you unlock the very first dungeon, which is Sastasha, you'll also be able to get into Hall of the Novice. I always recommend doing the Hall of the Novice stuff first, and then you'll be fully geared and you won't be feeling like you're dying to everything under the sun once you go into Sastasha. And then you can also check timers, which this you won't really worry about. This is all like free company stuff and like crafting things and Grand Company things, and it just, don't worry about that for now. You can also pull up your map through the travel section of the menu, but it's way quicker just to hit square. I don't know what the hotkey is on the keyboard mouse. I assume M for map, but I could be wrong. You also look at your mount speed. I have increased mount speed in everywhere because I've done all the quests in all the main story quests in A Realm Reborn and Heaven's Ward, so I have increased speed. So my mount moves a lot faster than the average person's mount. This is pretty quick. I mean, it doesn't look very quick, but compared to running, which is super slow, that isn't so bad. It's a significant improvement in that you can just go way quicker. But, okay, so there's enough of that. Let me show you something else on here. Okay. So you also look at your party members. I have nobody in my party. I'm, partying solo right now. But you can also look at your friends list too, which doesn't like pretty much anybody's online. Yeah, nobody's really online right now. Everyone is busy, or you'll see sometimes in your friends list that they'll be in, let's say, another world. It basically means that they're inside of a dungeon or an instance, which are like single man, how do I put it, fights? I couldn't think of the word fight, good god. They're like single man fights where you just kind of go through a really tough fight and you have to do it by yourself. And then, Party Finder, which won't be available till after you do your first dungeon. These stretch across all of the worlds inside of your data center. So, like, for instance, I have it showing everything inside the data center, but I can have it also looking for just the stuff that people are posting on Marlboro. And that's in the world. And then you can also create a private party. So if you don't want anyone to be able just to come into your, like, dungeon, you can create a private party. This is a way that you look to search for other people to help you out with stuff. And it's got all these different tabs on here. So this one is just showing everything, which I don't like looking at because it's just too much stuff. So you got duty roulettes, which is once you have more than one dungeon unlocked, you'll get the ability to do duty roulettes, which basically put you in a random dungeon with other people that are also trying to get into that dungeon. And I totally lost my train of thought, so sorry. Oh, it gives you basically, you go through the dungeon, it gives you bonus experience points for using the roulette. I don't know why, but it basically just rewards you for just using that version. And it looks like nobody's searching for... This is how you find people if people are searching for things. So nobody's running dungeons, it looks like, or searching for people running dungeons. Everybody's doing trials. This doesn't surprise me. Remember those extremes I told you I haven't cleared? It looks like everybody's trying to do it. I'll show you one of those in a minute. I'm sure of it. Got raids. People doing older content, I should say. Fates. Oh yeah, it reminds me, I should show you a fate. Okay, so on your minimap, you'll see these blue circles, and if you wave your little cursor over it, which you can do that by moving your joystick, or if you have a mouse, move your mouse over it. And it'll show you, so this one is a level 5 fate, which are, I forgot what the acronym meant. I don't remember. Something like activated trial or timed events. Something activated trial. Anyway, they randomly pop up in every zone that isn't a city. Like the main cities don't ever have them, but everywhere else outside of them have these fates. And this one's a level 5 one. So if my character's level 5, or it can be up to level. Oh, actually any level, but at least level 5, then you can participate in this fate and not die. Okay, so it looks like my internet is throwing a fit. Let me see if I can fix that. Hopefully if I boot Dakota offline, it'll help. Yeah, it looks like I'm just recording audio at the moment. Okay, so then I guess I'm gonna end this right now, and we'll pick this one up in a little bit.